That's Vic Stick, so I'm not doing that. Welcome back to Two Dudes and a Mexican. I'm just a dude, your host, Peter Soprano. To my right, our resident Mexican, David Quinones.
What's up, mi gente? Good morning.
And now to my left, the top 6 man filling in for Victor Salazar, Trey Morales.
What's up, people? We're back.
So, we got a lot of things to cover, gentlemen. We have everything from UFC, boxing, MLB, NFL, and we don't have the whole day to do it, so let's get right into it. The melee. Everybody's talking about it right now. UFC 229, Conor versus Khabib. Both of you guys saw it. I saw it. What are your thoughts on it? Dave, you had a chance to see it, and I know you may not be the biggest UFC fan, but I know you watched the fight. What did you think about it?
Listen, I thought it was a great fight for fight fans, for UFC fans, for all fans that like sports, man. I mean, Khabib showed that he is just the best all-around pound-for-pound fighter there is right now. I mean, from his stand-up to his wrestling to his jiu-jitsu to his takedown, I mean, everything was just. I mean, he pretty much did. I thought what he wanted to do. I obviously, don't like what happened last night because I just thought that Khabib, handled himself very professionally throughout everything, throughout the promotions, throughout all these press conferences. Obviously, Conor tried to get into his head by using the tactics and talking all the smack. And obviously, Khabib didn't show it at the time, and I guess he showed it at the end of the fight. So I hope it doesn't overshadow. I think it does overshadow the performance of Khabib and the actual fight, what happened last night. So, I mean, it's just nuts. It's bananas. But, I mean, Khabib just showed, who the best is yesterday. I mean, by pretty much, having his way with Conor, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I thought it was a dominant performance.
I agree.
Right, now, we saw all the personal talk before the fight. We know Conor getting disrespectful. And last night, it seems like a lot of the fans were against Khabib, saying, "Oh, it's disrespectful. This is bad for UFC." It's almost like they were ignoring what Conor did previously. What do you have to say about the fans that say, "Oh, this hurts Khabib's future and this hurts the UFC"?
Well, one thing I learned in any, mainly in the WWE or boxing, any attention is good attention. Whether it be negative, well, to a certain extent, but it could have been a lot worse. And I feel like they will fight down the line.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be their next fight, but they will fight. But when they do fight, I feel like that promotion and the numbers are going to be insanely high.
It's gonna be great.
So in this case, I feel like this is good attention. Again, it could have been worse. Nobody got hurt, thankfully. It's not like anything serious happened, but I think that this probably set up a rematch that's going to break UFC numbers, in my opinion.
Not like anybody doing it on a bus or anything. So I'm just saying, listen, like I said, a lot of people on Twitter are complaining. They're saying, "Oh, this is disrespectful. This hurts the UFC." That's the complete opposite. This helps the UFC.
I agree.
I guarantee last night probably is going to be one of their best pay-per-view numbers.
Yeah.
And then the next fight, when they do have the rematch, that will be their best pay-per-view number because everybody's going to want to see this again.
If I just have to, just throw something in there, people got to realize, these tactics have been happening in boxing for decades. One that comes to mind was the Zab Judah Floyd Mayweather fight when everybody ran in the ring and had a brawl.
That's the point. Yeah.
Not to mention during a fight. So
see people jump over cars in boxing.
So this happened during a fight where fighters could have been potentially hurt and could have cost them the fight. So people got to realize in combat sports like this, again, as long as nobody's getting hurt and there's no legitimately foul play happening, I'm with it. This is good stuff. It's gonna help the fighters out, put more money in their pockets, and anybody partaking in that card is going to have more money in their pockets. It's going to help out the promotion. I think it's fun stuff. Again, as long as nobody's getting hurt, no foul play, I'm all right with it.
I think Dana White went happy.
He's a complete liar.
I know, he's loving this shit right now.
He was on there in the press conference last night saying, I don't like this was bad.
He's
a liar. He's going home and lay down a bunch of millions right now.
He was almost as bad as Oscar, bro.
That was horrible. Listen, like I said, this is going to be good for UFC. You're going to get the rematch, and it's going to be bigger than the first one. And the thing about it that makes this so good, this was real. This was real bad blood.
Yeah, this wasn't scripted or anything.
Not just between the fighters, but between the camps, too. They hate each other, so they want to kick each other's asses. So It's definitely going to be good for the next fight.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, listen, when you have somebody that threw a cart at a bus and then just somebody in your team, you got somebody that's talking about him being a terrorist because he's Muslim. You got him talking about his father, talking about his father's other son. Like, Conor went completely personal on this, and this was real life. This wasn't a show. This was real bad blood. So, listen, if you're a fight fan, you want blood, you want them to go for the kill. This was the fight where they both wanted to go for the kill, and I appreciate it.
You know, and as far as Khabib, man, I mean, you know, shout out to him. He did what he had to do. Conor, for somebody that's been out of the ring for 2 years, in my opinion, he didn't look as bad as I thought he would. You know, he was in the fight. He was.
Yeah, I think everybody thought his endurance was going to be a lot better, so maybe he didn't train as much.
Yeah,
but he was on the floor a lot.
He did gas out. And
he's never been on the floor that much. Yeah.
So yeah, he did gas out, and mainly to what you just said, Dave, was because he was on the ground for most of the time. But again, I still feel that Conor was able to, you know, in certain parts of the fight, was able to get up, let his hands go, connect a couple of shots.
That's a strength. That's a strength.
But
that's Conor's strength.
You know, again, considering that he's only been 2 years out. And with all the mainstream publicity you can get with the Floyd and etc., I felt like it wasn't as bad. But you know, shout out to Khabib. Again, you know, he won the fight, so the adrenaline's rushing through you.
Oh yeah.
The adrenaline's rushing
and they were
through
talking shit the whole fight. Like
yeah,
you don't see
the fight,
that much.
You could tell. Yeah, they're talking to each other. They're talking
After every
all
round,
night.
they got each other's face.
Oh yeah.
This was real.
Yeah,
Khabib's a beast.
Exactly, and we know that's not Khabib to get out of hand and get disrespectful. So the fact that, you know, he just won the biggest fight of his career against Conor and just shut the guy up that's been talking disrespectfully about him and his family and his religion. I don't think that nobody was able to predict that. So
like listen, Dana,
he'll be back.
Just give him his title. Put the title around his waist.
You got to have like some type of press conference where you bring him back out and just put that belt on him.
That's right.
That's
right. But speaking of titles, we talking about the middleweight champion in boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Right. Your guy will be in New York City December 15th against Rocky Fielding.
Rocky who?
Rocky
Balboa?
Who's that?
168-pounder, and the fight will be at 168.
Yes,
so, my friend, first, you already said you are down to go to that fight.
Oh, definitely.
So, have you ever seen Canelo fight in person?
Without a doubt.
Have you seen him fight in person before?
I'd have to think about that one. Maybe when I was drunk.
So now, with that said,
to be honest with you, I don't know if I have. To be honest with you, so I know my brother has.
So with that said, now that it's going to be here, you should be able to go. How do you feel that now his opponent is Rocky Fielding?
Listen,
who's that?
Listen, Rocky Fielding. Yeah, you gotta look up.
Yeah.
You gotta do your research. Listen, Rocky Fielding's a champ, all right? WBA,
There's 50 belts.
super middleweight, of course, but still, he's a champ. 27-1 record. Listen, it's obviously a tune-up fight. Obviously, he's not taking on any of the Charlo brothers. He's not taking on Daniel Jacobs. There's a lot of different options that he can take on. So listen, people take tune-up fights. I don't mind it, especially that he's coming to New York, giving the Canelo fan base, boxing fans, Latino boxing fans, all boxing fans an opportunity to see him here at the Mecca of boxing, man. I don't mind it at all. I think it's great. So, especially if there is a planned, third fight against Triple G, I really don't mind him fighting a guy, from Britain that people don't know, but still it's a tune-up fight, all right, for his next fight. Yeah. So, and you best believe that his fight after this fight with Rocky Fielding is gonna be a contender. It's going to be a tough fight. So, and I'm thinking Triple G 3, but who knows?
Possibly. But yeah, he has to, like, pretty much on the Mexican holidays in May and in September, he's going to fight his big fights. Yeah. This is kind of the off fight. Dre, what do you think about this fight? Do you think this is going to be worth going to, or do you think this is just going to be a tune-up that you should watch on TV?
Well, it's tough though, because I'm not gonna lie. After the Canelo GGG fight, that outcome just left a bad taste in my mouth for the sport. Nothing against towards Canelo or any of the judges. I felt like the judging was perfect. Canelo fought an amazing fight as well as GGG. I just felt like we all saw this coming. They tried to set up a trilogy and stuff like that.
I think the problem was the first fight, though. I mean, I don't think we're talking about this if the first fight has the proper parts.
Yeah.
And Triple G, again, I thought Triple G did win that fight. I don't think we're really talking about this, but because of that first fight, now it kind of flows into the second fight.
Yeah. Like, what's the point? Why fight again?
It's crazy. I mean, but listen, I know people, boxing fans will watch the fight and
Yeah.
pay for their fight. So.
Yeah, so with that being said, I will watch the fight. As of right now, I'm not interested in going to it, but as a true boxing fan, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I wouldn't be surprised if I am in the building that day. and that's just me being honest.
Yeah.
Because
I can't lie to you
Marco's gonna
guys.
buy you a ticket.
Yeah, right.
The hater not buying that shit.
Listen, I think I have a better chance
Shout out
of
to
pulling it out of a
Marcus
Fruit box than.
Oh man.
Yeah, you gotta give him the feet to 19.
Hey, look, listen, there's only 12 feet to 12s. So stop it. I got you. But yeah, as of right now, I have zero interest in that fight and in going to the fight. I don't know who Canelo's fighting. I don't know if he's an Uber driver in England.
It's
But
one of the 50 WBA belt holders in there.
what was that? Look, so what I would say is, shout out to Canelo for not taking a break. After
Shout out for coming to New York because listen,
yeah.
even though I may not be a fan, I may not go to the fight. Shout out, that's something that I said Floyd Mayweather and all the other top stars should have did. You gotta fight in the world's greatest arena.
You have to.
You gotta be there, and shout out to him for going there.
Well, listen, I'm gonna quote Vic too. I'm gonna quote Vic on this one, man. The biggest fighter in the sport of boxing right now, coming to the mecca of
Most
boxing,
famous arena.
man. You gotta go. Even if you don't have to be a Canelo fan, man. If you're a
Oh,
boxing fan,
expect the hot
just to see
crowd.
it, man.
Expect the
Oh,
hot
it's gonna be
crowd,
crazy.
and it's gonna be similar to like a high, close to a high profile Miguel Cotto fight, in my opinion.
Probably, yeah.
Only because like you said, like Vic said, you got the highest commodity in boxing coming to the world's greatest boxing arena, which is New York. So again, shout out to Canelo for not taking time off. He's staying busy. He knows that now he has the responsibility of staying active at 160 because you just don't have guys like Golovkin. You have other monsters.
Yeah, a lot of people.
So,
A lot of people are gonna be gunning for it.
and he realizes that though. So I do take my hat off to him. But we're just have to wait to see in December. If I go, I mean, I might be in the city, Jimmy's or something.
Jimmy's Corner, best bar.
Yeah.
And a question about that. This fight is at 168. Wasn't it just like a year or 18 months ago where everybody was saying he's not even a full middleweight and now he's fighting at 168?
Is it 168?
Yeah, it's gonna be 168.
168.
Yeah.
So he plans on moving back down to.
Maybe not. Who
So,
knows?
Listen,
he's gonna snatch the title at 168.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna get a WBA title at 168.
I mean, and you just said it exactly. I mean, it's for a title. Again, listen, boxing. It's just not about boxing too. It's about strategy also. It's about gamemanship. Sometimes you strategize and I mean, I don't know if this is Oscar De La Hoya's all
Could
like
be.
this is his plan and then he's just feeding it into Canelo. That could be it too. But
We see fighters do this.
it's been. I was about to say it's been done in the past by
Mikey
lots
did
of
it.
fighter.
Mikey jumps up and down and gets titles.
So I mean, it happens. I mean, Pacquiao did it. People do it.
Yeah.
Cotto did it.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fighters that have done it in the past.
Jumping
So
up
I'm
and
not surprised. So.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. But something that we may be surprised about, MLB playoffs.
That's right.
Everybody
MLB.
saw how great it was, how competitive it's going to be. We got 4 series, and 3 of them are 2-0 right now.
Wow.
So, with that said, we have the Dodgers and Braves. Dodgers are up 2-0. Milwaukee Brewers and Colorado Rockies. Milwaukee Brewers are up 2-0. And even though, in the NL, even though everybody picked Houston to pretty much be there, they didn't expect to be up 2-0 on Cleveland, who's a very good team. And we'll get to the Yankees and Boston that right. We pretty much expected that to be 1-1. Well, that rivalry has to be 1-1. It can't be a 2-0. So,
It's going 5.
but
Yeah,
let me ask my boy Dre. The 3 teams that are down 2-0, the Braves, the Rockies, and the Cleveland Indians. Do any of them have a chance to win Game 3, or are all 3 done?
I'm gonna be honest with you. As much as I do want to say first of all, there's always gonna be a chance, for them to come back. But in my opinion, I think it's over. I think it's over.
Really?
It's 0-2.
Sweep
and
4-3?
I think so, and it might be surprising to most of you guys, but I think it's over. I think after
You do know I'm a Braves fan, right?
I
Like,
got
I thought
love
it was
for you,
cool.
man, but
Like, we could have talked about this on air before. So
You're right,
like,
man. But you put me on the spot, though. But yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I do think they get swept.
we gonna talk about that 6 round. we may be on a little bit of a suspension, like a beat.
Oh, man.
Let me go to my
visa.
yeah, exactly. Let me go to my boy Dave. All 3 teams. What team has the best chance to win this? Are any of them gonna win a game?
Listen, it's going to be tougher for all those teams. Being down 2-0, it's a hard feat to overcome, especially in a short series. 5 games, a lot of pressure's on you. So, in my opinion, I think the Colorado Rockies probably have the best shot of getting the W tonight, just because they had a tough road, obviously, with playing their tiebreaker, and then heading right into the series, so that they're tired.
Not only that, they played the divisional tiebreaker, then they played the wild card game,
and then they had to play the wild card game too. So I mean, they're tired, but at least they got a little rest. They're going back home to a ballpark where obviously the ball flies out. They have a good offense. It hasn't really showed up yet because, again, like I said, they're tired. But I mean, with the likes of Charlie Blackmon, Cargo. I think they'll pull it out today. I think they'll finally get that W, and they probably have the best shot of the 3 teams that are down 0-2.
Well, I'm gonna actually go the opposite of Dre. I think all 3 teams will win their game.
I like it.
Wow.
And I'll give a quick reason for each one. You just made the point of the Colorado Rockies. Playing that stadium is completely different. It screws road teams up. You got the high altitude, and I think Colorado coming home after daybreak, they'll be able to win that game. The Braves right now are coming home to SunTrust Park, brand new stadium that's just a year old. They got all these young kids. They're going to be in front of the home crowd in their first home playoff game in 5 years. And for these kids, they've never been in home playoff games. I think being on the road kind of hurt them. They can come home and they can settle down. Plus, they're throwing Sean Newcomb out there, who's a lefty, and the Dodgers haven't been hitting lefties right. And then with Cleveland and Houston, after Verlander and after Garrett, it's going to be tough. But after those 2, I think that it kind of breaks off a little bit towards their number 3 starter. So I think Cleveland has a chance. Lindor coming home, and I think they'll be able to power through and win a game 3. Now, in terms of any of them going past that, then we'll see. But I think all 3 will win game 3 and move it to a game 4. But we do have one series that is 1-1, Yankees versus Red Sox. Both games have been close, and now they're going to the Bronx tomorrow.
Wow.
Dre, do you think the Red Sox will be able to pull this out again, or do you think the Yankees are going to upset the top seed in baseball right now?
As far as like the series,
series,
in the
for the series.
Wow. It's tough. Game 1 was obviously close.
Yeah.
And in the second game, the Yankees did what they had to do, and now they're back to the Bronx.
Yeah.
So, you
2
know
games
what?
in the Bronx.
It's gonna be popping in the Bronx. It's gonna be nuts over there.
Listen, I think it goes to game 5.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna go to game 5, but I think Boston takes it.
Game 5 on Boston.
I think this is gonna be an exciting series as it is, and I feel like it could the Yankees could definitely snatch it though. I just feel like Boston have been playing better.
Yeah.
They got the better team, and they're showing it.
Yeah.
But regardless, with that being said, again, we got the against the spreads coming up later for any bettors.
Yeah.
Stay away from this shit. Stay away from this.
Don't bet that series.
Just enjoy this. Yeah, this is something to just kick back and enjoy, some good baseball.
Yeah, try to stay away from robbery games. So don't do that. So
Especially
Dave,
between these 2 teams.
yeah, exactly.
They're gonna beat each other up.
You got 2 teams that pretty much we talked about fighting earlier. We talked about hating each other. These 2 teams hate each other, and now they're 1-1. They're going to the Bronx. All the pressure is on the Red Sox right now because if they don't win Game 3, you're facing elimination on your rival's home field. Who wins this series, Red Sox or Yankees?
I mean, it's a great question, man. Because again, like I said before, the Bronx is going to be popping. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. To
Their
come back
wild
to
card
that.
game? I have never heard a crowd that loud. It's crazy.
It's gonna be
That's
nuts.
crazy.
It's gonna be nuts over there, man. So, listen, I mean, I'm just gonna make 2 points and that's it. Obviously, the Red Sox have to win a game here in New York.
Yeah.
I think if they're not able to do that, obviously they lose. plain and simple.
Yeah.
I actually think that the Yankees have the better all-around team right now. If you take it as a whole,
Yeah.
you know, if you compare lineups offensively, I think the Yankees are just a little bit better. Starting pitching is pretty much equal, but it comes to the bullpen, and you've seen it these last 2 games, man. That Yankee bullpen has pitched really, really well. It's so deep, and they don't need their starters to go 6, 7 innings. All they need to do is have them go at least 5, or even 4, like you saw with Severino, and that's it. I mean, they have a chance to win. So you got Chris Sale waiting in the wings, you know, in Game 5, if it can get to Game 5. So if this gets to a Game 5, I definitely think Boston takes it.
Yeah.
But if Boston's not able to win a game here, obviously, I think they're done. So if I had to pick right now, I'd have to say the Yankees. Man.
Really?
I just think their bullpen is too strong. You know, their offense. You see what Judge is doing. Jesus, man, the guy is just like. He is becoming like the next Derek Jeter, man. He is just, you know, biggest stage, and he is performing. He is performing first team.
He does so well.
I just think if you look at all around, I don't think Boston's starting pitching is that great. Again, outside of Sale and Porcello, and obviously they used Porcello in Game 1.
Yeah.
So it's going to come down to the bullpens, plain and simple. And I'm not confident at all with Boston's bullpen. They have not looked great, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 relievers. Yankees have a way stronger bullpen, and I think it's going to come down to the bullpens. So if I had to pick a team right now, it'd have to be the New York Yankees to win it in 4. But again, if Boston's able to get a win here, I think Sale's winning in the wings in Game 5, it's over.
I'm gonna go with your latter part. I think that I think they can get 1 game in New York. I think getting that 1 game in New York is going to be huge. It brings them back to Boston, brings Sale back on that mound, and I'm going to pick. As much as all my Yankee fans will hate me for this, I'm picking the Red Sox in 5.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, producer.
The producer's not happy.
But I do think that they've been the best team all year. They have one of the top tier pitchers in baseball, if not the best pitcher in baseball. And you're going to throw, if you can just get to him. And listen, they pretty much dominated the Yankees for most of the year. And 1 game to me isn't going to completely change that. So I'm still thinking that they can find a way to win at least 1 game in the Bronx. And winning that game brings it to Sale. Now, anybody can win. Yeah, anybody can win Game 5. Game 5 is always up in the air.
It is.
You've played in both parks, and there are rivalry teams, and anything can happen. Some injuries can happen. Anything can happen. But I'm going to go with the Boston Red Sox and Chris Sale winning in 5. But now we are here for football. It's football Sunday, and
Football.
we have so many good games coming up.
G-Men.
In a second, we have a couple betting picks coming up, but we want to say, last week Dave kind of mentioned something that we started the show saying put up or shut up with certain teams.
Yeah.
Right, baby.
I think we need to do that again, put up or shut up. What team this week, Dave, needs to put up or shut up?
All right, well, put up or shut up. I'm gonna go with shout out to Vic. Vic, I hope you're having a good time with Flo Rida, man. I'm gonna go with.
Vic may be in jail. He may be in jail.
Producer, can you check that out? Can you see,
Pistolero went down
can you
like-
see if Vic is in
Him
jail
and
or something?
Pistolero may be
We
in
had to
jail.
bail him out, Pistolero.
We
Listen,
gotta put a location on this.
Gotta track his ass.
listen, I'm gonna go with the team you went with last week. Listen, I'm gonna go with the New York Football Giants. Put up or shut up, man. Listen, you weren't able to do much offensively last week against a Saints team who has been giving up an average, I think, of 34 points to each team this year. You got Odell Beckham, you got Saquon Barkley, you got Sterling Shepard, you got all these offensive weapons, and just we're not able to win. And although they look good, in the first quarter, everything just kept coming crashing down.
Yeah.
So now you face a tough Carolina team who's got they always got a good defense. Cam Newton. It's going to be hard to tackle that guy because that guy's so big and so strong. I mean, he's just a beast.
Speaking of linebackers.
So listen, 1-3 record. You're on the road. I mean, put up or shut up now. Listen, do you guys want to go to the playoffs or not? Eli Manning's got to put up or shut up.
He's
He's got a lot of doubters. Obviously he was missing Odell Beckham a couple of times last week. He had a couple of throws he really makes usually, but he looked off.
He was
So,
really bad last week.
so everybody's got to put up. I mean, I think the Giants' defense has been playing really good. Even though obviously the scoreboard didn't show it last week, but they've been playing good, man. They've been doing their job. It's just, it's the problem too is when your offense is not putting up points, you're getting tired too. So Giants, put up or shut up, everybody. Offensive line, Odell Beckham, Saquon, all the wide receivers, guys, Hart, Shermer, coaching staff. Everybody, that's it. You got to win this damn game.
They got to show heart. That's what they got to do.
Show heart.
That's why I have no problem with what Odell said this week. You got to show heart. I think as a team leader, that's what you should be saying. So I agree with everything you said. You got to show heart. And listen, my team to put up or shut up has to do with what they're showing on Fox right now with the Falcons versus the Steelers. I'm not going to pick on you like you're doing on
It's all love.
Because I already got on the Steelers a couple weeks ago. And listen, a couple weeks ago I said the Steelers had to step up. They won that game against Tampa Bay. Last week I said New England had to step up. They won their game against Miami. And then they came back and won on Thursday again. The team this week that I'm going to say has to put up or shut up, the Atlanta Falcons. You cannot start the season 1-3 and expect to make the playoffs unless you come with a big win today. You have to win this. If you're 1-4, you're done. In the NFC, where we already know is ultra tough to make the playoffs, you may have to win 11 games to make the playoffs in the NFC. You can't start off 1-4. So you have to find a way to win this game. Now I was close to picking the Steelers because I think the loser of this game may be out. But the AFC is a little bit softer, and plus Bell will be coming back in week 8, so they got a chance. But I'm putting my onus on the Atlanta Falcons. They have to find some way to win today. They have to put up or shut up.
Who would have thought that in week 5 you'll have Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Both under 500.
And they both under 500.
They combined two wins. 2 wins.
2 5-1.
It's crazy. It's nuts.
Me as a Pittsburgh fan and any ATL fans watching, I feel like this is going to be a nail-biting type of game. So
high
scoring game.
Very high scoring. I feel like. You're right. Atlanta has to put up or shut up as well as the Steelers. My team to put up or shut up, Minnesota Vikings.
Yes.
That
was my second choice. Yeah.
So you have a team with, people expect it to be the best defense.
Yep.
They're allowing 21 points per game in the last 4 games. To me that's not good defense. And the showing that they had up against, Buffalo was embarrassing. I feel like that took a lot of confidence away from the defense, and not only the defense, the offense.
Yeah.
And who did Minnesota play last weekend? That they
they got blitzed by the Rams.
By the Rams,
That's a tough one.
So 6 touchdowns.
The Rams are gonna
I understand the Rams are going to put up points, but you can't give up 6 touchdowns.
and that's why I'm not a fan of Thursday night games, because now you got Minnesota going from Buffalo, from Sunday night traveling all the way to LA to face a high offensive machine like the Rams. To me, they gotta put up or shut up. They're gonna have a rematch of the playoffs. Being physical, they're a very physical team. They did what they had to do, but now Philly and Minnesota are both coming off losses. I feel like Philly would be okay with the loss. Minnesota takes another loss, it'll be very crucial. And I think now's the time. Minnesota has to step up, or otherwise, they're not going to be taken too seriously this season.
Yeah, I think they're just a notch right now, barely above the Falcons. Like both of them are in that same group where a loss here really hurts their chances of making the playoffs.
I agree.
It's crazy right now. Like this is the point right now where you start seeing trends in the NFL and everything like that. So you start saying, all right, this team is good against offensive team. This team is a defensive team. They stop the run, they do the pass. Teams got to put up or shut up this week. This is the week that you need to know, are you for real or not?
Yeah.
Are you really a contender? So as we move on to the next NFL topic, listen, there's a lot of good games this week.
Oh, yeah.
And we want to know, what is the game that you guys want to see the most? Dre, of all the games on the slate this week, what is the one game that you can't wait to see?
I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of every NFL fan out there, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs against Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
I think that is, that's going to be the game to watch. If you can watch this game wherever you are because your local teams are on that channel, whatever, put the NFL Red Zone, put something on. You guys have to watch it. You got Patrick Mahomes, going up against the best defense in the NFL. So this is going to be a offense versus defense type of game. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Mahomes and saying that he's due for a bad game. I feel like this is going to be a great game for him, and as well as as well as for Jacksonville. I mean, the defense for Kansas City isn't too bad though. So if Kansas City's going to put up points, we know Jacksonville can put up points as well. So I'm just curious, to see how the defense does for Jacksonville, how Patrick Mahomes handles his offense against that defense, and this is
It's gonna be like the week before.
Yeah, this is the game to watch.
He's gotta find a way.
And the winner of this team could, potentially have all like the favorites to get to the to the finals.
It's
Super
a
Bowl
big
win.
game for possible home field advantage.
Absolutely.
You want to win this type of game. Hey, what is the game that you want to see? What's the most interesting game for you to see?
I mean, listen, for me, I think it's a really, really easy pick. You guys mentioned it already. Atlanta Falcons versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, it's going to be a high-scoring game, man.
Do or die.
It's like a do or die game, like you said. I mean, this could be possibly for the playoffs. Whoever loses might be out. You never know. So I think it's going to be a really, really exciting game. You got Devontae Freeman coming back for the Atlanta Falcons. It's just going to be a firefight. I mean, it's going to be a high-scoring game. So who doesn't like to see a high-scoring game where the offenses are just going to be fun? So
Like a video game.
I'm excited. I know.
Like a video game.
It's like Madden or something.
And the game that I really like this week, and it may not have jumped out on paper because of one of their records, is the game that Dre mentioned earlier, the Minnesota Vikings versus the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a game that if you had talked about this game before the year, this could be the top two teams in the NFC, or at least two of the top three teams in the NFC. And they're going to be fighting right now, and you either got the Eagles that are going to be under 500, or you're going to have the Vikings that are going to be 1-3-1.
Wow.
So this is going to be huge. Like, this is the game in Philadelphia where the crowd needs to come out and act like it's a playoff game. They need to come out, stun the Vikings because they've lost their last two games and they've been rocked up great lately. They need to come out, smack them in the face, and find a way to win. Vikings, on the other hand, have to pretty much man up. They need to finally man up, play some defense. They got best safety in the world in Harrison. They got great defensive line, good linebackers. They need to find a way to step up and actually win that game. Anybody else have any more comments on football before we get to this betting? We gotta get the betting fans out there.
Okay.
No comments. Just enjoy the games. There's a lot of important games to keep a lookout. After today is going to tell a lot about certain teams, like we just mentioned right now. So I'm interested to see how today's Sunday games play out.
So right before we get to the betting, we had a question from some guy named Vic, a fantasy question, and he was asking about three players that he has to start for two spots. He said between Calvin Ridley, Mixon, and Mr. Lewis from Tennessee, he needs to start two of them. I think you got to start Mixon because Mixon is Bernard isn't there, and he's going to have a huge day for that team today against the Miami Dolphins. And between the other spot, Calvin Ridley is on fire right now. He has 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games, 6 in the last 3 weeks. You pretty much got to roll him out there. Plus, he's going against a Steelers defense that hasn't been good this year. So the two people for that, I would say, is Ridley and Mixon. But let's get right down to the betting. 3 picks by each one of us for you guys to try to help you guys win some money. Dave, what are your 3 picks this week?
My first pick, we were talking about it earlier. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I'll take the one, man.
Yeah.
Listen, even though they're going to Detroit, even though
one wide receiver.
I mean, with one wide receiver, man. Sorry, and he's not even 100%. But listen, you still got Aaron Rodgers, man. So we're saying it every week. Aaron Rodgers, pretty much the best quarterback in the league. You got to go with them. So especially Detroit, who hasn't really been consistent. Obviously, they beat the Patriots, but then they come back and they look crappy against the Cowboys. So it's kind of like you can't, if you're getting one. I mean, for Green Bay, I'll go with that any day. My next pick's going to be Cincinnati, man. Cincinnati, they're -6, but Miami's having a lot of problems right now, especially that loss the week before. Their offensive line pretty much is obliterated. They got a lot of injuries on the offensive line. They can't get anything going on offense right now. Defense is suspect too. So I'm going to go with Cincinnati. I'll do -6. So Cincinnati's offense, man, I mean, they're getting Joe Mixon back. Tyler Boyd has been looking really, really good. You got A.J. Green. I mean, they look really, really good right now as one of the, in my opinion, one of the toughest offenses right now that's going to start putting up points. So they're really, really getting their stuff together. And my third pick, I'm going to go with Baltimore -3. They're going to Cleveland. But listen, I don't think any of us probably had Baltimore playing as good as they've been playing right now. Their defense has just been so tough. You still got Baker Mayfield, rookie quarterback still starting.
Mayfield.
So, you saw him last week. He looked pretty good at times, but then he started making some stupid mistakes.
He got screwed again.
And he did get screwed.
They got screwed again.
Granted,
they could be 4-0 right now.
Oh
They
my
should
God.
be 4-0. The Cleveland Browns should be 4-0. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And that brings to another topic, man. The refs, you guys suck.
You guys are
horrible as
How you call that? How you do not call that
horrible
horrible?
this whole year. But anyway, that's a different topic. But listen, I'll take -3. I think Baltimore's definitely going to win this one. I think they're going to win it at least by 10 because again, their offense has been so consistent. Their defense has been so tough all year against a rookie quarterback, even though it's in Cleveland.
Going against Baker in his first home start.
Yeah, I will, definitely.
And it's a division game.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I like that.
Hey, that's why they pass big bucks. Dre, what are your 3 picks for the week?
All right, so my 3 picks. So 3 picks that I'm looking at the totals instead of the spread. So the first game I'm looking at, it's going to be Pittsburgh Steelers against Atlanta Falcons. They're playing at Heinz Field. Atlanta Falcons and Pittsburgh have gone over 3 out of their last 4 games. These teams are in a do-or-die situation. I feel like they're both desperate at this point to get this W because this W is very crucial. And both of their secondary suck. And listen, I'm a Pittsburgh fan, but I'm a realist. So I feel like they're gonna come out guns blazing. They're gonna let it all out on that field. I expect an 80-point game, probably, if not more. And I'm not just saying that, but I think this is gonna be a shootout. I like the over on that game. The over on that game is 57 even. I'll take the 57. Take the over. The second game that I'm looking at is Oakland Raiders going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. The total on this game is 51.5. The LA Chargers have been 4-0 against the overs in the last 4. I mean, despite of what people might say against Phillip Rivers and the offense, they're a machine. They can put up the points. As well as the Oakland side, they've been coming up short on a couple of games, but we know they can put up the points. Gruden, comes up with a solid game plan. Derek Carr hasn't been playing bad either. Oakland is 3-1 against the spread when it comes to the over in the last 4. Like I said, they're playing in LA. It's gonna be a beautiful day. I expect both teams to come out gun blazing as well. I like the over on that one. And my third game, I'm taking it to Seattle, where the Los Angeles Rams will be taking against the Seahawks. The spread is Rams -7.5. Usually, I like taking the home team with the points, so I get the home field advantage and the points. I mean, the Rams have just been looking unstoppable.
Their offense is scary.
They've been, and I know that
they're gonna have a big day.
And I know they've been missing a little, a couple of things on defense, but man, the Seahawks have shown me no stability. I mean, I know that.
Mine sucks. That's why.
Listen, I know
Wide
that.
receivers too, man.
Yeah. Baldwin's been out.
Baldwin just came back.
Yeah. He's not.
So I mean, it's like.
I know Russell America Wilson could do some great things at home, and I know that home's gonna be hot. That home crowd's gonna be hot. But listen, take the Rams. Don't be fooled here. If you can buy the hook, drop it down to 7, but take the Rams -7. That's my lock of the week.
Well, this week was a tough week for me to pick. So I actually went with a couple of overs and unders. But the one game I did pick is my team, the Tennessee Titans. Listen, they're right now. We're only a 3-point on the bet right now. It's only a 3-point favorite. I think you should take them, even if they were a 4 or 5 point favorite. I think that they're going to handle Buffalo this week. I think that their defense is clicking right now. Now they have their offensive parts back. We saw that they got their star right tackle back last week. Mariota came back last week. That opened up the offense, and they were able to go deep. But now, so add that offense with their defense.
Corey Davis, baby, Corey Davis.
His favorite fantasy player, Corey Davis. So I
My
think
favorite flex player.
everybody, everybody take a shot at my team. Listen, I think that, they're rolling right now. They won 3 in a row against teams that they weren't supposed to be in Houston, Jacksonville, and Philadelphia, and they're rolling on a high right now. I think you just keep rolling with them while they're hot. Tennessee's going to win that game, I think, by 10 plus points. Second game that I'm going with is going to be an over-under, and it's going to be opposite of what Dre said. The Oakland Raiders and the Chargers. I think this is almost a little bit of a trap game for, like I said a couple weeks ago with Green Bay and Washington. I think this is one of those games where everybody expects it to go over, but I think it's a little bit weird in that San Diego has a good defense. They just haven't been playing good defense. Oakland, they can't get to the quarterback, but they have good parts on defense that they can also get. That they also can play good defense. I think that over under right now is just a little bit high. I think both teams can start out slow in the first half. If you can take the under in the first half, take that definitely. But I think it's going to be a much slower paced game. I think both teams are going to try to run the ball, and when both teams run the ball, that clock's going to keep ticking real fast. So I think that one's a little bit high. I'm going to take the under with Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, be careful.
Versus the Oakland Raiders.
But by the way,
Yeah.
are there any Charger fans out there?
Yeah.
I mean, because last week's game against the Chargers in San Francisco, it was like a sea of red and stuff.
They are. They just don't go to the games.
And I expect it to be a black hole in the StubHub today.
Yeah.
When they play the Chargers. I mean, is there any Charger fans
By
out
the way,
there?
I didn't even know this. Like, they cut off beer sales at halftime when the Raiders play against the Chargers. Because there's so many fights and stuff in the crowd when the Raiders come to town.
I just had to throw that out there since you mentioned San Diego and Los Angeles. Because I remember somebody corrected me and said, "Oh, it's Los Angeles, not San Diego."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's nice to see they got one fan. It's like, where were the rest? I mean, I saw a sea of red. There might be a sea of black. And
Yeah, I think there will be. I think there will be. Los Angeles is a heavy Raiders overall town. Even when they weren't in town, they're heavy.
I expect them to show up today.
So my last pick I'm going with is the Dallas Cowboys versus the Houston Texans. I'm going with the under. Right now the spread is 45.5, and both teams' offenses are not good. The Deshaun Watson, like I said, pretty much everybody blew him up the first year. He only had 6 starts. This year he's coming back down to earth. Dallas Cowboys offense looks completely lost. It's pretty much just Zeke, and that's it. They have no wide receivers, no tight end. Their offensive line is kind of broken up. Fedrick just got put on IR. Their offense is just completely screwed up right now.
What about Dak Prescott?
Dak needs to go back.
Man.
That's not that good. That's an average quarterback that if he has good parts around him, he has a good wide receiver, good running back, good offensive line, he can produce. But he's not going to be the guy that you're going to put it on him to win the game. So I have no confidence in Dak putting up 25, 30 points against Houston defense, who is good. Their defense is good with J.J. Watt and Clowney and Merciless and all that. They have a good defense. And then the opposite side, Houston's just not doing anything. I'm not happy with their running game with Lamar Miller. Right now, just one of their wide receivers is really playing every week in Hopkins. And even he's not looking good because Deshaun Watson can't really get him the ball. Both offenses are really screwed up right now. I don't think they're really going to.
They had a great drop last week.
That was huge. That was huge fantasy player stuff. Yeah. Catch the ball, DeAndre. That's it. So. Yeah, that's it for this week. It's been a great show. Next week we may have a couple surprises. We may be on the road.
G-Man!
We may be going to Tennessee. So we'll get to you soon next week. We'll catch you later. 2 Dudes and a Mexican. We out.
Later, people.